Hello, everybody. Again, this is the next portion. We're starting on. Last class we went through page 78 in this book, the Royal Words, pre-translation of the Talks Mishpatim of Vayakov 57-52. We went through chapter 1 and 2, and we're in the middle of number 3. And we started out explaining, as we'll go over them from the beginning, number 3, because it's very important. So we're trying to understand, why is it that the birth of Moshe is so special? We see it so special because it makes the whole month of Adar the most special month in the year. But the Rebbe went through many things that we said in the last year, but it doesn't make sense. Now he's going to explain. And we may say the explanation for this, and the Rebbe says we may say, means it's a new thing the Rebbe is saying that never said before since the creation of the world, something brand new. It is known that on the birthday of a person, the mazel constellation that governs that day helps him. Meaning, what's this mean? That the constellation of the day assists the person to have his own mazel gava being strong. In other words, he has more godliness, more power from Hashem to give him strength to do more good stuff and to be stronger. As the words of the verse says, V'gavra Yisrael, the Jews became strong, and the Jewish people were powerful. Based on this, when you say that on the birthday of Moshe, Moshe is the Jewish people, and the Jewish people are Moshe, the leader of the generation, like the whole generation, since the leader is everything. So the Rebbe's are pointing out this is a very important thing, because we're trying to understand why Moshe Rabbeinu affects everything. Now he's explaining what's the greatness of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, all the Jews is considered all the Jewish people, and all the Jews are included in Moshe Rabbeinu. And the leader of the generation, not only Moshe Rabbeinu, but the leader of every generation is like the whole generation. He's the leader. So it's not only Moshe Rabbeinu, but it means every leader since then. The different rabbis, even before that, Yeshua, all the leaders of the generation, Mordechai and Yehudi, all of these, the whole generation was included in them. They're considered inclusion. And it says there is an extension of Moshe in every generation. So this whole idea is that Moshe is here, that the effect of Moshe has in every generation. Moshe includes all the people of all generations forever. Indeed, the Muslim Jewish people of all times is strong. So we see over here the importance of Moshe Rabbeinu and how he is all the Jewish people. So anything that happens to Moshe Rabbeinu, when he's born, since he has stronger mazel when he's born, this affects all the Jews. And from this it's understood also regarding the mazel of the month, that the month in which Moshe was born, who is the Jewish people, the Rebbe emphasizes that Moshe is everything, that the mazel of the month assists in making the mazel of Jewish people strong. That because Moshe Rabbeinu's mazel is strong, that means our mazel is strong. And therefore, Adar's mazel is healthy and strong. Namely, that the birth of Moshe, who is the Jewish people on the 7th of Adar, affects the entire month. That is, the mazel of Jewish people is gover, healthy and strong. So the Rebbe goes over this again, explaining that Moshe Rabbeinu being born, it affects all the Jews because we're all Moshe Rabbeinu. He and us are one, the same thing. Therefore, anything that happens to Moshe Rabbeinu affects him, and on the 7th of Adar he was born, so this is a special day. He has special extra strength from Hashem, that affects the whole month, and it also affects all the Jews, because we're part of Moshe Rabbeinu. Based on this, we may say, the Rebbe says, when we say it's another chiddush, another new thing that was never said before, that the conclusion of the words of the Midrash, and he did not know that on the 7th day of Adar, Moshe was born, we're talking about Haman, and is the antidote also for the fact that the Adar does not have merit, and its mazel does not have merit, since there is no necessity for the merit of Adar and its mazel. So it comes out, the Rebbe is saying that it doesn't have a merit, doesn't need a merit, because it has the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu. Since there's no necessity for Adar and its mazel, as with regards to the other months, which need something special, the merit of the month and the mazel, the merit of Passover sacrifice to make it special, since there's a much greater phenomenon than the merit of the month and its mazel, something greater than this special thing happened in the month. The mazel of the Jewish people being strong since the birth of Moshe, who is the Jewish people, in the month of Adar, accomplishes that the mazel of the month, although itself does not have merit, assists the mazel of the Jewish people to be strong. So what's he saying? Every month in the year of the 11 months needs a special mazel to be a special month. If this being needs a special month, by Nisan we have Passover, and we have, as we said before. But this month, Adar, doesn't need anything special because it has the most special of special. Moshe Rabbeinu, the leader of all the Jewish people, who's the redeemer of all the Jewish people, was born this month. And he became that means he's stronger this month. It gives special power in the seventh of Adar. And therefore, since he's born this month, Moshe Rabbeinu, therefore it makes the whole month so special because we're all part of Moshe Rabbeinu. In other words, it's when Moshe Rabbeinu has a birthday, it's our birthday too. And we may say, the Rebbe goes on just to give another new thing, that the strengthening of the Jewish people's Muslim in the month of Adar due to the birth of Moshe is evidence. Also the fact that in the month of Adar, it's a month that is added in the leap year. In other words, we know that the Jewish calendar goes according to the moon. And we know also that we have to have a holiday of the Passover has to be in the spring. So it comes out, since according to the moon, the month is either 29 or 30 days. So it comes out that you're short a certain amount of days every 12 months. So therefore, if there is a leap year, there's an extra month added, which is the month, always the month in Adar. And this is added, I think it's 7 times every 19 years. So therefore, Rebbe is explaining that we're going to add an extra month. That the extra month has to do with the Jewish people. This is only the month of Adar because Adar is such a special month. So the double month. So that let's go with this. And we may say that the strengthening of the Jewish peoples with Jewish people's Muslim in the month of Adar due to the birth of Moshe is evidence also in the fact that the month of Adar is the month that is added in the leap year. A double month, 2 months, 60 days. And specifically through it, the deficiency of the lunar year in comparison with the solar year, like we said before, there's less days, is made up for and included in the matter of completeness and perfection. Not only that a leap year is referred to as a complete year, and when in Judaism we talked about a complete year, it's called a leap year, more than the solar year. So not only that, it's a complete year, it's even more days than the solar year. Indeed, the reason for this fact is because that among all the months of years, which are the lunar months, hence they are connected to the Jewish people, who are similar to the moon and count by the moon, and are destined to be renewed like it. Whereas the nations of the world are similar to and count by the sun. So the virtue of the month of Adar is its mazel is healthy and strong. It's greater since the mazel of Jewish people is strong. So let's go over this. I'm not too clear. Let's go over this again. So it says over here that the Rebbe says over here that since we have this month is the month where we have an extra month of the year only in Adar, and this month makes and completes the lunar year complete in a way that it's even more stronger than the solar year. And therefore, in the future, the Rebbe explains that the Jews will just that we count like the moon, just like in the Chud, when Mashiach reveals himself, and then we're going to see the third base of Mikdash in any second. It says the moon will become great, like you have two great luminaries. The moon will, like it originally was, will become a great luminary like the sun. And the Jews also, it says, we will also become like a big luminary among the nations of the world. And this is especially because in the month of Adar. Why do we do this? Because the month of Adar is a special month, and as special strength. The virtue from the month of Adar gives us the strength, and from this will be in times of Mashiach. It shows us about times of Mashiach, and this word has a number of details. This phenomenon. Adar leap year has 2 months, expressing the fact that the renewal of the moon, which alludes to the renewal of the Jewish people, is a matter of double salvation. That says that the Jews will be redeemed doubling. In Adar, the leap year is there 60 days, which alludes to the concept of the undesirable matters being nullified in 60 times more than the undesirable matter, namely, that the empowerment to nullify all the undesirable matters and to transform them into good include that they should be fit for Jews to eat and become part of their flesh or blood, similar to sharp and sour food, only that they are spiced well until they become delicacies to delight oneself. So the Rebbe is going on and saying 2 things. One thing we see that in kosher laws that if you have you're not allowed to cook and mix milk and meat. So if you have like a meat soup and a little bit of milk falls into it, so if the little bit of milk can't be tasted and it's less than 1 in 60 of what's there, therefore it becomes nullified and you can eat that. It's all, you don't have to worry about it. It's all null. It all becomes kosher. So the Rebbe says the same thing. We have 60 days of Adar. And 60 days of Adar means like anything that's undesirable is nullified in the 60 days. So that's why the 60 days is so special. So therefore, and not only that, not only these things are nullified, but they're transformed. They're turned over to something that they become the fitting to eat, just like a little bit of milk that falls into the meat. The same, the Rebbe brings in an example similarly that we have many things that food that are sour or hot that aren't good to eat by themselves, but by spicing them and cooking them, we make them very delightful. They turn around. So same thing the Rebbe's talking about, the negativity. Negative things will turn around and be part of the positive. Furthermore, and mainly through it, all the months of the year gain perfection. Namely, so this is the third reason why Adar is so spate, gain perfection. Namely, that they are now equal to the days of the solar year, which alludes to the prophecy that the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun, 7 times 7, 49 times the light of the first 7 days when the world was created, which will be fulfilled in the time to come. When they will be renewed like it. In other words, the Rebbe is going this time. Furthermore, he says it's time to the Mashiach. It shows by the moon becoming complete and lighting up. Like Jews, we're going to light up like who we are. We won't appear like the minority. All of this is emphasized even more so in the calendar layout of this year, in which Rosh Chodesh, the first day of Adar, occurs on the third and fourth day of the week. The third day of the week is unique in the fact that the recitation that it says that it was good. When we look in the first 7 days of creation, it says that it was good. It says the first day that it was good. On the second day, it doesn't say that it was good because there was separation. And the third day, it says it was finished. The work for the second day, so it says it was good twice. So it says that it was good was said twice, double for salvation. For on it the undesirable matter of the second day of creation, namely that quarreling was created on it, was corrected. One, the recitation that it is good for the completing of the work for the second day, and one for the completing of the work of its own day, of the third day. So in other words, the third day of the week has to do with double good, something special. The fourth day of the week is unique in the fact that the two great luminaries, both the sun and the moon, were suspended in the heavens on this day. This alludes to the phenomenon that light of the moon will be like the light of the sun, as it's shown during the first 7 days of creation, of the world's existence, and it was before it was diminished, as the verse says, and Hashem made the two great luminaries. So you have two things. One, the first one is you have, third has to do with double good, and fourth has to do with the great shine, the great lights of the world were created. Moreover, mainly the 2 days of Rosh Chodesh, of the first Adar on the third and fourth day, that the Rosh Chodesh this year, and the year the Rebbe said it, the first day of the month was on the third and fourth day, are phenomena of uniting Gimel 3 and Dalet 4. So what's Gimel and Dalet? The combination of the letter, the third letter is Gimel of the Jewish alphabet, and the fourth letter is Dalet, makes up the word God. God means Mazel Tov, as we see in the Torah. When God was born, it was because Leah had special mazel. Hence, in this calendar layout, there's even greater emphasis in the concept of a healthy and strong mazel. It's important to know that the Rebbe, when he gives sichas, that he's very much into where he is right then and there. And he takes everything by shkacha pradis, the place, the time. The Rebbe is showing how this particular day, the month when the Rebbe said the Sikha adds a special thing because the special mazel falls out. Because Gimel and Dalet comes up to God, which has to do with strong mazel. And this phenomenon is connected to the birth of Moshe. Why? It's very interesting. Birth of Moshe is on the 7th day of Adar. It's alluded to combinations of the number 3 and 4, which equals 7. So we just said above 3 and 4 equals God, which equals good mazel tov. And now we said 3 and 4 equals Moshe Rabbeinu. And that on the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu on the 7th of Adar accomplishes strengthening the mazel. Again, it strengthens the mazel. The 3 and the 4 we talked about was God as mazel. Now it strengthens the mazel that you should have healthy and strong mazel throughout the entire month of Adar, which are included in the 2 days of Rosh Chodesh, the Gimel, Dalet, God, Mazel Tov, healthy and strong. Well,
yeah, with you.
Now, how much time we got?
No, it's not 5 minutes yet.
No, no. Okay, we can go further, but we're starting another one. And we may explain the content of the strengthening of the Jewish people's muzzle in the month of Adar as a result of Moshe's birth and greater death. The Rebbe wants us, really, we're going to understand what this means, because it's very important to understand what's it mean. Why are we so special? Why do we have this extra strength? The mazel of the Jewish people refers to the source of the soul above. What's mazel? Generally they say mazel tov, because you have good mazel means good luck. The Rebbe here is explaining what does mazel mean. Mazel refers to the source of the soul. That the soul, when it descends below to being clothed in the body, in truth, merely a luminescence, merely a shine of the soul comes down. However, the main part of the soul and its source remains above, and it's called the mazel. That the man has mazel, and it's all dependent on its mazel, is an idiom that also nozel flows down, since it is the source from which flows down the spiritual life. The Rebbe is explaining over here that the soul explains that Chassidus has different levels, and there's parts of the soul that become enclosed in the body, the 5 levels in the soul, and but the part of the soul that's too high to become enclosed in the body. So it's above and it's too high. So what's it mean your mazel govro? Means that your mazel, this mazel, it comes down, and it's also mazel comes in the same lesson in Hebrew as the lesson of nozel, flows down. So from this level, the soul that's above our body, it's above, with one with Hashem, it flows down into us, our godly soul, godly energy, into a soul down below. And this is what makes us strong, because our mazel is giving us strength, it's flowing down strongly. And as for what our sages say, so another place it says that we're talking about that Jewish people have strong mazel. Another place it says that Jewish people don't have a mazel overriding them. What's it mean? Why, there seems to be a contradiction. We have a mazel one place, another place says we don't. The Rebbe explains, this refers to the constellations of ministering angels and the stars which were a portion of the nation of the world. That Hashem gives his energy to these ministering angels and the stars, and and through them he goes into the world. They get their powers. And the Jewish people transcends all these constellations. However, the Jewish people also have mazel. On the contrary, the mazel of Jewish people is immediately higher than the other mazels, for their mazel is the level of ayin, not. Similarly to what is written, the wisdom that comes from ayin, which transcends understanding. And therefore, they have the phenomenon of self-sacrifice which transcends intellect. This is a very compact little paragraph. So let's go over it. So the Jews don't have a mazel like the Goyim. The Goyim, they go by astrology, and they see the stars, and they see how things work, and that this affects them. So the day you're born can affect you by this, and then, somebody who really understands it, we know that they have we see even the Torah that talks about that there were big astrologies in times of Mitzrayim, and they saw certain things. They didn't see everything correctly, but they saw certain things. But the Jews, we're not controlled by this. We don't have, these aren't, because our mazel is God himself.
Okay.
Our mazel is be above all the world. Our mazel goes into Hashem himself. That's our mazel. We're a part of God ourselves. Our mazel is the level of how we're one with God. And this was emphasized in the birth of Moshe. Now we're trying to understand Moshe was born, what it means. The month of Adar, which is also the birth of the Jewish people. Moshe is the Jewish people. Since the birth is connected to the essence of one existence, which transcends one's name, for at the time of birth one is not called by name. So the Rebbe is explaining over here that there are different levels, but when you call different things by name, but before a name is called, when you're talking about the essence of something, it doesn't have a name. A name is just a description of something. So then when a person is born, it has to do with his essence, because when he comes out, he has no name. He's not called that, he's not called Sam, anything. Correlating to the reason why that is because when he comes out, it's correlating to the essence of the soul, which transcends the 5 names to the essence of the soul, it correlates to the essence of the soul, which transcends the 5 names, that it is called the soul, even transcending the level of Yechida, which is also a name. For the essence of the soul, I'm understanding we're going to have to go over this last paragraph. My cameraman says we're running out of time. So, thank gesund, and we'll see you soon, and we'll go further to understand why we're so wonderful, and it's because of Moshe Rabbeinu.